Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skyazrael.com. I want to talk about who you are and who you are not. You might say, oh, well, you don't know me. When you get done with this video, in the next 10 minutes, 8 minutes, however long it's going to be, we'll see what you say then. A lot of us have the same problems, I guess. First, let's start with who you're not. You are not your traumas or your pleasures. You are not what happened to you. And you're not all that vice that you chase. You're not all the things that you want. What is your identity? Is your identity your woes and your wants? Is your identity the negative things that happened to you when you were younger? And all the beer you drink now, all the pills you take now, all the escapes that you have from looking at reality, is that your identity? I know what it's like to let those things take me over. My identity used to be my alcoholism, my drug abuse. My identity was my criminal activity and the people that I hung out with. And I would promote myself this way. It's what I thought of myself. What we think of ourselves is how we project ourselves, ourselves out into the world. I should say it the other way. How the world receives us, the projection that we give, is just a mirror of what we think of ourselves. So what is your identity? Your identity isn't all that bullshit that happened to you. It's not the abuse. Your identity isn't the victimhood. When we make our identity our woes and our wants, what we're really doing is making our identity that of a victim, of somebody who is weak. What's your identity? It's who you are. Who you are isn't what the world throws at you. Who you are isn't your bad decisions. Who you are isn't found in Walmart or on Amazon when you're up late buying all the bullshit you buy, waste your money on. You're not your job. That's a hard one for people to understand. Your identity is not your job. Who you are is not what you do for a living. I fell into this trap. You over-identify with your career. Well, what happens when that business fails or that business gets passed on? A lot of old men have this problem. Sure, their identity was their career for 30 years, 40 years, however long your career was. And then when you just become grandpa, what? That's your new identity, is just grandpa? Honestly, that's a better identity. Grandpa is a more solid identity than businessman. Father is a more solid identity than whatever company you own. I'm not saying give up your business. I'm just saying don't identify as that. When it's over, we feel like our life is over, but then you have more to go. I've seen guys that are in their mid-30s fail at one business, and then they go and kill themselves. Or better yet, they do a slow suicide rather, where they just become drug addicts and alcoholics. I used to know this guy, living downtown LA in this HUD apartment. And they got weird rules for HUD apartments. I went over there one day and dropped him off at his house. He was like, "Why don't you come up he had pictures of himself on the wall. He was one of the most successful stockbrokers in Chicago, where he was from, of that particular year, and there were articles written in the paper about him. But now he is just, not now, but when I knew him, he was just a drug addict, dysfunctional weirdo in Los Angeles. And I wondered, how can you let that happen to you, where you were so great at one thing and so successful, they're writing articles about you, you have your wall plastered in them, and now look at you. But he gave up on life when his stock market career ended, and he has a whole story of why it ended. And if he could have only recognized that you are not your career, you're not a job you had. Who you are is more than that. And when you realize that I'm not that time of my life, I did that for a while, but that's not me forever. It helps you move on. It helps you get the courage to get up and to move on. And that's all it would have taken for him to get back to maybe not being a stockbroker, but maybe do something else in his life, is to realize that I'm not my job, I'm not my career, I'm not what I do. So who am I? Talked about who I'm not, who you're not, what your identity isn't. It isn't your woes and your wants. What it is, your identity, who you are, is your passions and your purpose. Your passions are different than your wants. Let's get that straight. Your passions might be things that you would do for free, things that build you, things that help you to release negativity, not escape from it, things that help you almost as a therapy to get through your problems. For example, music, musicians, they're passionate about being musicians. Music is their passion. Art may be your passion. There's all kinds of passions. A lot of times creativity, various aspects of creativity are our passions. It's good. I promote this when I talk about mind, body, and soul programming. I promote having a passion because it builds you. It builds your soul. What builds your soul is who you are. What about your purpose? I mentioned fatherhood. Fatherhood is a purpose. What is your purpose? It's what gives your life meaning. What gives your life meaning? Helping others, being of service to others, protecting and providing for others. As a man, we're born with that into us. Your identity is your purpose. So when you think about who you are and how we project ourselves to the world, we want to remind ourselves that we are not our woes and our wants. We are our passions and our purpose. It's all food for thought.